Hello everyone and warm welcome back here into this channel once again with Freddy. There's been a lot going on over the past couple of weeks and I finally found some time to tinker with my 360 for a little bit. So here I am back here with another short video. So, over the past couple of months, I have accumulated a bunch of Knick Knacks that you can see in this bag right here, and I have carefully and skillfully stashed it away and kept it off everyone else's sight at home for my own safety, if you know what I mean. So I thought it's really time for me to work through the pile, and I also thought it would be a good opportunity for me to build a mini series into this channel where we discuss a little bit on the lighter topics and mods on our bikes. I'll try to keep it as organized as possible, but there may be random items that will pop up along the way, so please bear with me. So on to our first Knick Knack series, which is on frame protection. I have here with me some protection pieces today, which would protect the bottom bracket area as well as the rear chainstay. I also have here with me a fender which is supposed to prevent cable rubbing against the frame. I'll show you how it works later. And lastly, I also bought some protection film which I would like to apply on the stem area. I'll explain why as well. So, let's move on to see how they work, shall we? Let us touch on the protection piece for the bottom bracket area. So as you can see, when the bike is being folded, the tire is actually rubbing against the frame where the bottom bracket area is. So if I zoom in, you could see that from factory it actually came with a plastic film being pasted on to protect the frame. I'm just not sure how long it will last. So I would really recommend pasting this protection piece over the frame because it seems to be a little bit more sturdy than the film that came with the bike. The way I would really go about doing it is to remove the film here and thoroughly clean it with isopropyl alcohol just to make sure that the double-sided tape that came with the protection piece really stick on well and could last a longer time. So let's get down to see how it turns out. Next, let's talk a little bit about the protection pieces for the rear chainstay area. I think the impact is quite straightforward. You will have your chains hitting against the frame or this cable hitting against the frame. As you can see, there are already some scratches being sustained. Fortunately, when the bike came, it came with a protection film from the factory, taking much of the damages. So you can also see that there's this plastic piece over here which is to hold on to the hook in front when the bike is being folded. So installation process is pretty straightforward as well. Just remove the film, clean it, and then just paste it over like that. Sorry, it's like that. Let's see how it turns out. Okay, the protection piece for the chainstay is done. Definitely tougher as compared to the protection film that came with the bike. However, it appears to be a lot more shiny as compared to the original frame color, which I don't really like. I think I can live with it for a while though. You know, as the dirt accumulates, perhaps it could blend in with the frame color. Also a good call out and reminder for me to wash my bike. So yeah. Alright, let's talk about the fender which I spoke about earlier. Now this is the front fork area of our bike and you can see the brake housing running past the front fork, reaching the calipers. The issue with this is that as you steer the bike, you can see the brake cables rubbing against the fork, causing some scuff marks. Now what this fender does is that it prevents the rubbing from happening. So you just basically have to have this placed here, bolt it down, and you can see that it prevents the brake housing from touching the fork as you steer the bike. The installation process is pretty straightforward, so I'll perhaps not show it, I'll just show the end results. Let's go! Okay, so that's how the fender looked like after installation. You could see that now when I steer my bike, the brake lines wouldn't be able to touch the fork. The fender will kind of push it away. So you can see that there's some gap here.
And this would prevent all the scuff marks that comes with all the rubbing. Alright, the next thing I would like to install would be the stone guard film that you see here. It appears to be a very thick film that I believe would be more than sufficient to provide adequate frame protection. Now, the reason why I would like to paste it on the stem area is because sometimes when I transport the bike when it is folded, there is a tendency for the bike to topple this way, causing scratches onto the stem area. In fact, you could see some scratches being sustained already. Let me just zoom in for a little bit. Right here. So I thought it would be a good idea for me to add some protection film around this area. I'm not too worried about the other side because when the bike is being folded, I think the frame is generally quite well protected by the crank arms. Right? No doubt there may be a chance still for them to sustain scratches, but I really don't want too much stickers or films around my bike. I really want to try to keep it clean. So yeah, let's get down to the installation. Okay, I'm really happy that the installation of the film is successful. In fact, this was the most worrying part of today's series. I was worried that the film could not be manipulated under heat to take the curvature of the stem, but fortunately my guess was correct and it worked. So let's take a closer look. As you can see, the film has already been installed and there isn't any bubbles that can be seen, except for the existing scratches that has been sustained previously. So yeah, I'm really happy with how it turns out. I was expecting to be able to see the film somehow using naked eye, but I have to take a closer look in order to spot them. And yeah, I really like how it's able to offer protection without being seen, so I may expand this film protection across other areas of the frame as well. Unless for some reason I get it repainted, I will probably get a professional to do it, but for now, under stock condition, I'll probably just stick to DIY because it's so much cheaper. Yeah, happy how it turns out.
So there you have it, our first Knick Knack series on frame protection. Not all there is in the market, just some solutions I chose to use. Hopefully, they serve as useful reference for you. Thank you again for watching, see you again, goodbye.